The reason I've been watching Monday Night Football this year is because of the Manning cast, which I never really got into, but weirdly, Belichick goes on and like I'm in, and Belichick is not an entertaining guy, but I get like I'm a sucker for the football stuff. So that's what's been really pushing me to the Manning cast recently. And again, he's not funny. People told me for years that he's funny. People like Greg Gumbel and stuff were like, "Oh, you don't know behind the scenes, he's a really funny guy." I'm like, I don't think he is because he's been mic'd up quite a bit and he's not said anything funny. And that's okay. That's okay. He's a great effing football coach. He doesn't need to be funny. Okay. And Peyton is funny. Peyton Manning is funny. Like naturally, he's pretty charismatic and funny. And so he'll try to rope Bill in, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And part of the reasoning for that, other than him not being very funny, is probably because he wants another coaching job. And like he doesn't want to shit on these teams and these coaches or these owners because he wants another job. And amazingly, it might not be in the NFL. There's going to be a bunch of openings this year, 5 or 6 openings, like there is every year in the NFL now, including places he used to work, the Giants. And yet, Bill Belichick in the last week has had 2 interviews with the University of North Carolina. Where the hell did that come from? This is a man who has literally never coached in college. Never. And you'd be hard-pressed to find many coaches around this league who have not done a single college football job. His first job in football after college was basically being a slappy for Ted Marchibroda. Like he was not a guy who was a GA in college or any kind of defensive line coach or something, and someone took him to the NFL. Nope. NFL guy, pro football guy through and through. And so now, at the age of 71, 72, he's going to go and become a college coach. By the way, it's a North Carolina program that just drove Mack Brown out the door, who's the same age, and said, "Oh, we've had enough of this guy who's won a national championship in college football." And now they're like, "But you know who really could be better is Bill Belichick." This is like the presidential elections, man. Like, no, this guy's too old. But let's vote in this guy instead, who's 2 years younger, or what's her name, Pelosi telling Joe Biden needs to get out, and she's like a year older than him. Like this is what it is now. Now we've got, I think it's 71-year-old Belichick replacing 72-year-old Mack Brown potentially at North Carolina. Now, when I heard that, I thought that was insane. But he's had an interview. He's had 2 interviews. So this is not like a joke. He's really considering it. And Peter Schrager of NFL Network tried to kind of explain why this could actually work out.
Folks around the NFL are telling me, he's not going to take a college job. Not so fast, folks. Think about this. His son, Steven, is the defensive coordinator at the University of Washington. Bill has a think tank of sorts with Matt Patricia and Josh McDaniels, both out of work at the moment. Ooh. And Belichick has been working at NFL Films, watching film, working on Inside the NFL, but also doing the Manning cast and does all these other media opportunities. I'm told Belichick is as in tune with the draft and the college game as anybody right now because he has the time to put the effort in. Now, the timeline, how would this work? North Carolina is not going to sit around and wait till the NFL regular season is done. They're going to want an answer soon. If Belichick is offered the job, he's probably going to have to let them know before NFL jobs are officially available to be open, which means he'd have to go behind the backs and maybe behind the scenes, and there have to be some sort of agreement made without us knowing that there is an NFL job in waiting. Remember, 6 different openings last year besides the Patriots where they mutually parted ways. Only 1 team interviewed him. It was the Atlanta Falcons, and they went ahead and hired Raheem Morris instead. A year older, is Belichick going to be someone who's going to be offered other jobs? We cannot say it yet. We're not at that point. But we do know that we should not just dismiss this University of North Carolina opportunities.
Okay, so there's some parts in there that I'm like, I get this. And I'll get to that in a minute. But still the overarching thing for me is the reason Belichick, I think, wants to coach again. I think the reason that Belichick wants to coach again is to set the wins record and break Don Shula's record. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if he goes down to college, those wins don't count towards the NFL wins record. I don't think so. So it just is he that desperate? Like if we look through the annals of NFL history, there is reason to believe he will get another job in the NFL. I know it's going younger, but like Schrager talks about there, ooh, another year has passed. Is his interest gone? Like the 6 Super Bowls are still there, okay? And the most recent one was only 5 years ago. It's 6 years ago. So not that long ago, right? Um, and the game is still somewhat the same from 6 years ago. And the salary cap and everything is still somewhat the same. So I don't think that there's just gonna now 3 or 4 years removed from being a head coach in the NFL, that's probably something different. But 2 years, I don't think so when it's Bill Belichick. Okay. If it's Adam Gase, that's a different story. He's probably not getting the looks he was getting a couple of years ago. But with Belichick, I don't know. What intrigues me about that report there is what he brings up about the think tank, the brain trust that he's got. I mean, he could walk in there with the talks are he's talking about a contract that would have Steven come with him, who's now the DC at Washington under Jed Fish, former Belichick guy, to bring Steven in as the DC and the head coach in waiting at UNC. And he could bring Patricia. He could bring Josh McDaniels, who, I mean,
We are Rogue Media Sports.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter here for some more outrageous Boston sports takes coming to you every weekday at noon Eastern time. And then after that, wherever you get your podcasts.
We are Rogue Media Sports.